As we've said, Pride has its origins in protest, in the ongoing struggle for LGBTQ+ rights and inclusion. Now, there might be those that point towards the kinds of legislation that we have here in the UK, so things like the passage of marriage equality or the Equality Act 2010, or even the repeal of older legislation like Section 28, and point to those and say, ultimately, that the fight is over, that LGBTQ+ inclusion works in practice. But not so. Discrimination is a real challenge that exists daily for LGBTQ+ people, and in fact it's worth noting that the UK itself has actually dropped in terms of global rankings for LGBTQ+ inclusion. We've gone from being number 1 to more recently number 14. Now there are many ways that can manifest itself. We could be talking about issues relating to trans and non-binary inclusion. We could be talking about how we evolve to have better, more frequent intersectional conversations. So how we can focus more and more on uplifting the voices of LGBTQ+ people who come from ethnic minority communities, from marginalised religious communities, those with disabilities or long-term health conditions, or even those who come from less privileged socio-economic backgrounds too. Notwithstanding all of the ongoing issues that relate to things like access to healthcare or discrimination in healthcare. Finally, it's really important that we recognise that across the world, anti-LGBTQ+ legislation still exists. And whether we're talking across the globe or locally here in the UK, bullying, harassment, discrimination, anti-LGBTQ+ language and even violence, these are real. They manifest themselves daily for LGBTQ+ people. And it's why the continued focus on Pride, on celebrating LGBTQ+ people, is why it's still important, even today.